This is one thing that never dies, a British Sunday lunch. But the question is the watch market dead? Hi guys, back with Bassington. Hope you're all keeping well. Today I'm here with Blank. I've had a fantastic Sunday lunch. I'll put the link in the description. Now, there's a lot of talk that the watch market is dead on social media or dying. Perhaps not the right adjectives, but that's the inference that's being talked about. And also a lot of friends of mine are saying, oh, watches are dead. Watch market is not dead. The watch market is going through a correction and it's also going through consolidation. You basically have two elements of the watch market. You can buy new through the authorized dealer route, or you can buy second-hand. Well, new second-hand or slighter condition, as the trader would say, through the secondary market. And basically, I would say about 18 months ago, the market was sky high. I mean, it was absolutely crazy, out of control. Or was it? Was it not us just believing the hype about the hype? When you look at it analytically, it was essentially two brands across the entire product range that went out of control on the secondary market. One was Richard Mille, which you've got to be, super rich to afford a Richard Mille. I mean, there's no way I can afford one. And I think it's more a micro brand. The rumour is, well, not the rumour, the theory is they only produce about 5,000 watches a year. No one knows it accurately, but that is very much a luxury high-end micro brand. But the main scale of the luxury brand market was Rolex, and it is thought they produce 1.25 million watches a year, and that went crazy. That went absolutely crazy. You couldn't get any form of Rolex in an authorised dealer, with the possible exception of the Cellini. Now, other hype brands like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, yes, there are certain models that went out of control, like the Nautilus, like the Aquanaut by Patek Philippe, like the Royal Oak, like the Royal Oak Offshore by Audemars Piguet. But I put two vlogs out talking about you could buy other models by Patek Philippe on the secondary market, that is the grey market, at substantially reduced prices that are, quote, slider condition watches that were basically new second-hand watches. So I don't think the market did go out of control. At the end of the day, you could go to the secondary market and buy a luxury watch cheaper than what you could buy from an authorized dealer, particularly if it was second-hand. Yes, you could say that every brand had a hot model. For example, Omega even had a hot models. They had the Snoopy and they had the Ed White. But pretty much any other model from Omega, be it the Seamaster, the Speedmaster, the Constellation, you could buy cheaper than you could buy through an authorized dealer. You then switch to the authorized dealer route, and the manufacturers really cashed in on COVID, on the lockdown. The prices went up. They went up on average about twice a year, in some cases 3 times a year. And if you went to an authorized dealer and wanted to buy a watch, you couldn't get a discount. Admittedly, the supply chain was a huge problem, and they weren't willing to discount. But now, I think if you go back to those authorized dealers, there's a lot of stock there, you'll get a discount. Similarly, if you go to the secondary market, namely the grey market, you will get a discount. So there's a correction happening. There's a particular correction happening with one brand, one mainstream luxury brand, Rolex. It's been put on social media, it's crashed 45% since the peak. I think it's probably crashed further, because you'll go in and get a discount on the prices that the grey market are offering. So where are we at the moment? Well, I do not think the bottom of the market has arrived. I think it has further to fall. In March of last year, I put a vlog out saying it was the peak of the market. And I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but that looks as if that was true. And then in the autumn of last year, I said the market had not reached its bottom, it had further to fall. And it has fallen further, and it will continue to fall. Right? There needs to be correction here across certain brands and certain models within the brands. Similarly, with the authorized dealer route, as I already mentioned, you'll be able to go there because there's a lot of stock and get a discount. Now, we're also going to get a consolidation. I think there's a lot of the grey market dealers who, probably have borrowed too much, borrowed capital, when it was good to borrow capital, the market was rising. Now the cost of capital has gone up, the market's falling. There have been very good grey market dealers out there who basically were very savvy. They kept the collections tight, they never chased the market, and they've expanded. But similarly, if we go to the authorised dealer route, the days of the manufacturers just putting the price up on average twice a year, I think have gone. They're going to have to get wiser to the fact that it is a buyer's market, and as a result of that, consolidation there is happening. There's a lot of authorised dealers that are being culled by the manufacturers, and there is the return of the boutique, whether it be managed by the manufacturers or whether it be licensed to the authorised dealers. So that's what I think is happening. I think the market has to be able to fall. I think it is a buyer's market, but the market is not dead. Let me finish with a tale. Over 20 years ago, a group of us went to the races, and there was a friend of mine who was engaged to a beautiful Parisian girl, and we went out for dinner with my then girlfriend. A couple of days later, he brought his fiancée, and I said, the watch market is dead. And he said, you know, you're right. There were 12 guys out there at the race meet, not one of us was wearing a watch. I said, yeah, because everybody was telling the time on a mobile phone. Now, since then, there's been a dramatic renaissance in watches due to a multitude of reasons. I don't think those days will return. I think watches are here to stay, and the market is not dead. I reiterate this again. Yes, it's going through a correction. Yes, it's going through consolidation. But this market is not dead. This market is here to stay. What we need to get away from is look at watches as an investment. I have said this time and time and time again. Watches are not an investment. By all means, treat them as a capital asset. But buy a luxury watch to wear, enjoy it, and as soon as that happens, then we will get back to the realities of where the market should be. And that is, watches are there to wear. Stay tuned.